Hi there, welcome to Two Birds. I'm Fiona, and today's class is a 30-minute core focused flow class designed to build strength and stabilise the muscles around your centre of gravity. And these postures, this sequence done on a regular basis is just really great for improving your balance as well as your posture and thereby your breathing. And it's a great way to maintain great healthy back health. So I hope you enjoy. Thanks for joining. Namaste. Beginning your practice on your back today, in the middle of the mat, hug the knees in toward your chest. Take a little rock side to side and a few circles through the low back spine. And then bringing the knees back to center, lift your head and your heart. So you're resting on the low part of the shoulder blades. And as you inhale, send the arms out wide and your legs away to 45 degrees. As you exhale, bring the knees back in toward your chest, little hop of the buttocks. Inhale, reach away, arms away. And exhale, draw the knees back in. So continue with this sequence and judge for yourself how low you take your legs. The lower you go, the stronger it is on your core, and perhaps more strain on your low back spine if you're still working on your core strength. So legs a little higher if you are still working on your core strength, legs a little lower if you're feeling strong and comfortable in your low back. And just take two more here, legs away, and then knees back in. And then rest the head back, hug the knees in, little rock side to side. Taking your arms out wide to the side now, into a T, palms face down. And just keeping your head on the floor here, your spine neutral, knees bent. Take the knees over to your left side and let them hover any amount. And then as you breathe in, bring the knees back to center. As you exhale, knees over to the right, any amount. Let them hover and then back to center. So position your knees when they come back up above your hips. And you're leaning over within your comfortable range of motion, working on your side obliques and moving with your breath. As you take your knees out to the side here, extend your top leg and flex your toes. And as you inhale, come back to center. Over to the side, extending your top leg, kicking out through your heel, rebend the knees and bring the knees back to center. And do that twice more on each side. So just moving at the pace of your slowest breath, keeping your shoulder blades down the spine and pressing into your hands so you've got something to hold on to. An even cadence to your breath. As you make your way back to center, lift your head and your heart and catch the knees in toward your chest, squeezing into a little ball. Keep your right knee hugging in and send the left leg away, pointing the toes, hovering your left leg. And then just switch, left knee in, right leg out straight, hovering, right leg engaged. And then picking up the pace, moving with your breath, scissoring the legs. And exhale as the knee draws in. So keep the legs cycling now and take your hands, interlace your fingers behind the back of your head. Rest your head heavy into your hands. And then just start to twist. Elbow to your bent knee and cross over your body. And exhale as you twist. Do two more each side. And then bring the knees back in toward your chest, rest your head back. And relax your neck, just turning your head left to right. Crossing your legs here, catch a hold of your feet and with a little momentum, roll back through the entire length of your spine, all the way up and over the legs, and set yourself up on all fours. Spreading your fingers equally. Your hands are positioned underneath your shoulders, knees underneath the hips, press down through your shins and the tops of the feet. As you breathe in, take an arch through your spine, soften your belly and stretch out through the front of your abdominal wall. As you exhale, round the spine, hug in and up through the front of the pelvis, round the spine. And take a few more rounds, cat-cow. And start to lengthen your breath. Slow your movement. So you're breathing quite deliberately. And as you feel yourself breathe out, make your way into child's pose, bringing your buttocks to your heels, extending your arms forward. Take your little fingers to the edges of the mat, spread all your fingers, straighten your elbows, and widen your shoulders away from your spine so you feel really broad in your upper back. Rest your head down, relax your face. And if you need to rest at any time during the class, return here anytime you need to do less. On your next breath in, coming up onto all fours, tuck your toes, lift your seat and make your way into downward facing dog. First downward dog for the class. Pedaling out through your heels. Perhaps bending the knees and swaying the hips left to right. Stretching out through the sides of the waist. Stay active in your hands, pressing down through all the base knuckles of your fingers. And really pushing the floor away so you feel a little lighter in your wrists. Engage through the arms. And take a deep breath in, look forward to the top edge of the mat. At the end of your exhale, bend the knees and walk lightly to come to the top edge of the mat. Bring your toes together here. When you arrive, take a halfway lift, sliding the hands up toward your shins, legs straight, extending through your spine. And as you exhale, fold over the legs with a soft bend in the knees. Drop your head. On your next breath in, rise to stand, reaching your arms out and up. Really stretch out through your torso, reach tall through your fingertips. Exhale your hands to your heart. Gently close your eyes, tip your chin toward your chest. And smooth out the rhythm of your breath. Breathing fully, aerating the lungs. And just holding steady, noticing any warmth that may have gathered in your abdominals, connecting to your center. And we'll move through 2 rounds of Surya Namaskar A with a variation with some mountain climbers. Gently blink the eyes open, reach the arms up overhead, breathe in. Exhale, swan dive forward. Leading with your heart, a little bend in the knees as you fold. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, looking forward. And as you exhale, step back to plank pose and pause. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, right knee in toward your chest, keeping that plank shape through your body. Inhale, step back. Left knee in as you breathe out. Stepping back. And then gently pick up the pace. And the pace of your breath, a more rapid fire exhale as the knee comes in toward your chest, making sure you're pushing the floor away with your hands, making a bit of space between the floor and your collarbones, hugging in and up through the front of the pelvis. Take one more each side, and then your vinyasa, You can drop your knees to the floor to modify. Right angle at the elbows, slowly lower all the way to the floor. And without too much pressure in your hands, gently peel up through to Cobra Pose, Bhujangasana, legs engaged, tops of the feet pressing down, ribs draw forward, and as you exhale, peel all the way down, engage through the core, perhaps roll on your knees, roll back to downward facing dog. Breathe deeply in, exhale fully, and take 2 more breaths just like that. Take a deep breath in, look forward between the hands, end of your exhale, step or lightly hop forward to the top edge of the mat. Toes are together, inhale Ardha Uttanasana, and exhale fold Uttanasana. Rise to stand. As you inhale Urdhva Hastasana, we'll pause briefly, hands to the heart, Tadasana. Second round, arms overhead, breathe in. Swan dive forward as you breathe out, hinging from your hips, little bend in the knees. Inhale Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, plant your hands down, keep the gaze forward and step back to plank pose. As you feel yourself breathe out, knee in toward the chest, stepping back, left knee in toward the chest, and stepping back, picking up the pace, rapid fire exhale as the knee comes in toward your chest. Try and hold your form with a broadness through your upper back, and your breath steady. Last 2 each side, and your vinyasa, perhaps dropping your knees down to the floor, or a full push-up, a low cobra, so you're engaging through your core muscles to lift rather than your hands, and exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe in deeply, exhale fully. If you've got a sigh, let it out of your mouth. Next round, floating forward to a high push-up. Drop your knees here to the floor and take the forearms down. Set your elbows up shoulder width apart. And then straighten the legs, coming onto the balls of the toes and your body parallel with the floor. Very simply here, and quite a small movement, tailbone tucks. So as if you're doing a very small cat and cow through the low back and your abdominals. So as you breathe out, hug in and up through the belly, filling out through the low back. And as you breathe in, come back to neutral. Exhale, hug in and up. Inhale, back to neutral. Stay with that, 4 more, and try and spread the effort through your body. Legs engaged, and keep pushing through your hands. Breathing smooth, not holding your breath. And coming back to a neutral. And then keep pushing down through your hands. We're just going to drop 1 knee at a time, tap it to the floor. Right knee down, inhale up, exhale left knee, inhale up, right knee, and up, left knee, and up. 4 more, and 2, and 1. Hold your plank. Legs engaged, abs engaged, push the floor away with all the base knuckles of your fingers. Double knee taps coming up, or stay with a single knee taps, or modify rest if you need to. Knees to the floor, inhale up. Exhale, knees down, inhale up. 4 more, and 3, and 2, and 1. Back to forearm plank, and then knees down, buttocks to the heels for Balasana, child's pose. Rest and reset. Any position with your arms, You might like to just take the heat out of your shoulders by winding your hands back, palms face up to the ceiling, back toward your feet. Rest your head down if that's comfortable for you. Let your belly soften over the thighs, softening your jaw and your mouth. And on your next breath in, coming up onto all fours and lowering yourself slowly all the way to the floor. Extend your legs out straight. If you can, bring your heels together, knees together, and bring your forearms forward for sphinx pose. Elbows set up just a little forward of your shoulders and they're shoulder width apart. Palms face down. And as you breathe in, get the feeling you're drawing your chest forward and through your arms, widening, smiling, the collarbones open, drawing the ribs forward, letting the shoulder blades slide down your spine. Keeping the neck fairly neutral and unwrinkled. Extending through the front of your spine and also just lightly stretching out through the abdominal wall. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, peel all the way down, come back to all fours and shift your feet around to the front edge of the mat so you sit in the middle of your mat, preparing for boat pose, navasana. Find your sit bones and then rock back onto the soft part of your buttocks. Toes are just tapping to the floor, catch a hold behind the back of your knees. And find your balance, lifting the feet, creating a right angle through the knees. Most importantly here, get the feeling that you're pushing down through your sit bones and really lifting and elevating through the spine. Navel drawing back toward your spine and you're lifting out of your lower back so the ribs slightly lift. Belly's drawing up toward the sternum, sternum toward the crown of your head. And if you're feeling comfortable here, reach the arms forward, shoulder height, and keep your gaze steady toward the toes. Take 2 more deep breaths. And tap the toes to the floor to release. Take your hands, interlace the fingers at your heart center so you've got your hands in a fist. And simply sway over to your left for a twist, and then over to your right. Feet can stay on the floor, you stay grounded here as we start to work the oblique muscles. This keeps you a little bit more steady and it also makes it a little bit more accessible to lift elegantly tall through the torso, strengthening the muscles either side of your spine, part of your core. And take 2 more each side. And from here, crossing the legs, plant the hands forward and step yourself back to downward facing dog. Little pedal out through the heels. And spread evenly through your fingers. Let your head hang heavy. Breathing smooth and deep. Go ahead, bring your toes together at the back of the mat. Raise your right leg up and back as you breathe in. As you breathe out, take your right knee to the top of your right elbow, then take it down to the wrist, over to your left wrist, lift it up to your left elbow, and then back to down dog splits. Exhale, knee to your right elbow, down to the lower floor, your wrist, over to the left side and down, and then all the way up to down dog splits. We'll do that one more time. Forward to your elbow, down to your right wrist, over to your left wrist, up to your left elbow, and down dog splits. And then set the right foot down next to the left, hip distance apart. Little pedal out through the heels. And we'll do the same sequence on the left side. Toes together, left leg rising as you breathe in. Left knee to your left elbow, breathe out. Down to your wrist. Over to your right wrist. up to your right elbow, down dog splits. Breathe in. Exhale, left elbow, left wrist, right elbow, down dog splits. Last round, left elbow, left wrist, right elbow, down dog splits. And then set it down, pedal out through your heels. We'll take a light pause for the wrists, walking your hands back to your feet there at the back of the mat. Keeping your feet hip distance apart, put a deep bend in your knees and slide the palms of your hands underneath the soles of your feet. So bend the knees deeply. It's okay that you lay your torso on your thighs there. It is more comfortable for your low back spine. And the intention here is really to extend through the back of your wrists. So as you press down through your feet, lift up through your hands and you'll find that stretch. If you want to take it a little bit further, you can work towards straightening the legs, spreading the effort between the back of your legs and the back of your wrists. Tipping your weight lightly forward, resting your head down. And keeping your hands where they are. As you inhale, come up halfway, really extend your spine. It's okay if your knees are bent, really get the feeling that you're extending the crown of your head forward. And as you exhale, step off your hands and toe heel your feet together. Slowly rise to stand, reaching your arms out and up. And as you exhale, hands to your heart. Breathe in, reach your arms overhead. As you exhale, swan dive forward over the legs. Inhale, coming up halfway. Exhale here, stepping lightly, quietly back to downward dog. Bring your toes together at the back of the mat. Raise your right leg up and back as you breathe in. And as you exhale, take a cross-legged lunge in the air. Right knee over to your left elbow. And then go ahead, straighten your right leg, coming onto the knife edge, pinky toe side of your right foot as you thread your right leg through. So you can balance on both hands here, or balance your weight onto your right hand, reach the left hand up for the sky. And you're lifting your right hip up and away from the mat so it makes a crescent shape, engaging through your right side obliques. Take your left hand to the back of your head, take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, turn your belly button toward the floor, bring the left elbow down so you crunch. Inhale, lift up and open the chest facing toward your left. And exhale, curl in and round. Inhale here, reach up, left elbow points up. Exhale, curl in. There's a rest coming up. As you inhale, send the left arm up toward the ceiling, raise the right hip up. And as you exhale, left hand to the floor. And from here, coming into pigeon pose, you're just going to slide your right knee toward the back of your right hand. Extend the left leg out straight. So if this is really uncomfortable for your knee here, you can come into lizard pose, taking the shape of a lunge with your right foot over in the right lane, left knee to the floor, and hands to the inside of the right foot. If you're fully comfortable in pigeon pose, making sure you feel level through the hips, and walking the hands forward. Take a pause. Extend through your upper body, through the reach of your arms. And then relax across your shoulders and your face. Taking 2 more breaths here. Emptying your weight over your right hip. Gazing forward as you breathe in. Exhale, walk the hands back. Stand on your hands to step quietly back to downward facing dog. Pedaling out through your heels. And setting up for the second side. Toes together, back of your mat. Raise your left leg up and back as you breathe in. As you breathe out, take your left knee to your right elbow. So you're crossing over your body, engaging your obliques, and then extend the left leg out straight. So you come onto the pinky toe side of the left foot. Left foot's flexed. And then reach your right arm up toward the sky, or keep both hands on the floor, concentrating on lifting up through the left side waist, keeping the legs straight. Right hand to the back of your head. Take a deep breath in, gaze up. And as you exhale, turn your belly button toward the floor and crunch in. Right elbow comes down. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, curl down. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, curl in. Inhale, reach up, and now reach your right arm straight up toward the sky. And as you exhale, right hand to the floor, making your way into pigeon pose. Standing on your hands so you're supporting yourself, slide the left knee over to the back of your left hand and position yourself into pigeon pose. So if you do have tighter hips, your left heel can come a little closer in toward your pelvis. Do flex your toes on the left foot, extend your right leg out straight. So making sure you feel comfortable, supported, and then reach your arms forward. So ideally you're resting your head. If you're hovering above the mat, you can stack your fists and rest your forehead into your fists, or stay a little bit more upright on the forearms. And take 2 more deep breaths in and out. And as you breathe in, look forward between your hands, walk the hands back, pressing into your hands, step back to downward facing dog. Pedal out through your heels, hopefully feeling a little looser through the hips and warm through the abdominals. Your next breath in, float forward to a high push-up and slowly lower all the way to the floor. And you can come down as slow as you like there. You can drop your knees to modify, finding yourself on the floor here. And taking your arms in front of you and take them into a wide V. Palms face down and separate your legs so they're also in a V, and you look like a starfish. Opposite arm, opposite leg. Right arm lifts, left leg lifts any amount, staying comfortable in the low back. Exhale, lower. Left arm, right leg lifting. Exhale, lower. And keep alternating here. We're not here for long. Strengthening and toning the low back muscles, part of your core, and balancing out front to back. Just a couple more. And that effort doesn't need to be huge. Just concentrate on staying with your breath. And then taking your hands around by your ribs, elbows bent. Make your way into child's pose, bringing your buttocks to your heels, and that should feel sweet now on the low back spine. Reach the arms forward, really extend out through to the fingertips as you bring your buttocks back toward your heels. And then coming up onto all fours. Shift your feet around to the front edge of the mat and make your way down onto your back. Hug your knees in toward your chest. And take a little rock side to side with your head resting down. Last little bit of effort. We'll take the feet to the floor here and set your left foot to the midline of your mat. Take your right ankle to the top of your left knee, flexing your toes. Arms alongside your body, a neutral spine. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, lift your hips. As you inhale, lower down to a hover. Exhale, lift. And lower. Lifting and lower. 3 more here. Squeezing the left side buttocks, left hamstrings, and lower all the way down. And the configuration you have in your legs here, just swap. Right foot to the floor, left ankle to your right knee. And then take a hip groin stretch, lacing your fingers behind the back of your right knee and draw the right knee toward you any amount. So you can access a stretch through the outside of your left hip and buttocks now, just to act as a counterpose to those bridge lifts, stretching out, balancing out. And then keeping this shape through the legs, just take the right foot to the floor, arms alongside your body for the second side. Take a deep breath in, exhale, lift, and inhale, lower to a hover. And stay with that sequence, lightly squeezing the right buttocks and the hamstrings as you lift to support yourself. Everything you've got in contact with the mat you can use to press down and find that rebounding energy up your body. Take one more here and lower all the way down, and switch the legs. Right ankle now to your left knee and a hip groin stretch, fingers interlace behind the left knee, and draw it in just to counter stretch. Rest your head back, relax your shoulders. And releasing. Both feet on the floor here. Take your feet nice and wide. And then with your feet wide, just rock the knees over to your right. And take your arms out wide to a T. Palms can be face up now. And slowly send the gaze over to your left. Find a twist, nice and mild, through the spine. And bring the knees up and over to the other side, and turning the gaze in the opposite direction. And then as you breathe in, come back to center and hug both knees in toward your chest. Little rock side to side. We're at about 30 minutes now, so if you have run out of time, that's okay. But if you do have another couple of minutes to restore and rest back here in shavasana. Extend your body long along the mat. Take your feet out to the corner edges of your mat. Turn your palms face up and gently close your eyes. Let your breath settle and your body melt into the support of the mat. And just conscious of your breath, calm and gentle. And feeling that you're breathing from the very center of your body out to the edge of your body. And rest here any amount of time. I hope you've enjoyed this class. A little bit different, lots of core. Starting your year off strong. Thanks for joining. Namaste.